So, you want to make basic like it's 2021? I got you. Hyperpop is basically if pop music drank 6 monsters and had a bucket of pink glitter dumped onto it. It started popping off in the 2010s with artists like Sophie and 100 Gex coming out. Notable qualities are much higher BPMs, very fast and unique melodies, a lot of auto-tune, and a target audience of middle schoolers with ADHD. It's really popular with people on the internet, being one of the many EDM subgenres to gain its popularity from it. With that being said, let's get started. Here's an example of a song versus a hyperpop remix I made. This remix was inspired by Toxic by D3R, and this is the style of hyperpop we'll be doing in this tutorial. At first, it may seem daunting. You may be asking, where do I start? A great place to begin is by picking some sounds. These are a great thing to start with. Something for chords, like a supersaw, a lead, a bass, and lastly, a sub, if your bass doesn't have enough. These are a great thing to start with, and will give you a foundation to build off of. Then, once you've got your starter sounds, start composing and arranging. Hyperpop can be quite difficult to compose, because it can feature dense chords and complex melodies. You've got to think really creatively, which makes it not for everyone. If you need help with chords, FL Studio has a built-in chord picker. Just pick a chord and then place it on your desired root note. If you don't know any music theory, just use the tried and true method of picking a scale, a key, and placing stuff down until it sounds nice. Once you have a simple song laid out, you should have some ideas flowing. Which is good, because it's time to add some more elements to spice things up. These can be anything. The biggest rule in hyper music, like hyperpop, hyperbounce, and hyperflip, also known as digicore, is that there are no rules. I won't go too in-depth on the sound design and such, as there's tutorials for that, but here's some ideas. Drum time. Get yourself a nice and juicy kick, a crunchy and snappy clap, and a sizzling hat, as well as whatever other percussion you think sounds cool. Nothing is off limits. Pro tip: don't be scared to process the hell out of your sounds, like distortion, glitches, gross beat, etc. It really breathes life into it. Now, arrange your drums in the classic 4 on the floor pattern, like this. Now add some effects, such as transitions and ear candy, like this. Smack my ass. If you couldn't tell already, this tutorial isn't quite made to hold your hand. If you don't already know the basics of mixing, you should go learn. Anyways, here are a few general tips. Frequency clashing, or frequency masking, occurs when two or more instruments or sounds occupy the same or similar frequency ranges, making it difficult to distinguish between them and potentially creating an unpleasant, muddy, or cluttered mix. You can fix this by using a high-pass/low cut EQ to get rid of low frequencies on non-bass elements. The same applies to your bass if you're using a sub, but this time only EQ at the sub. Processing your sounds will get you a long way. Some universal external plugins I would recommend are Camel Crusher, Crush, OTT, Guitar Rig, and FabFilter. A simple master chain will go a long way. I personally use a mid-side splitter on every master and cut side frequencies below 200 Hz to remove muddiness. If you don't know how to master, there's some sites that will just do it for you. Finally, my song is done. Let's hear how it sounds.